Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Usual. I'm calling good news. What do you think? I'm so excited to have as my guest today, Alachua County's newest school board member, Jancie Vinson. Thank you so much for stopping by the studio today.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I am new elect member of Alachua County School Board District 5. Thank
District
you.
5.
Yes.
So the election is not till August 18th. Can you let everybody know how do you get to be elected before the election?
Well, I secured my vote my seat with District 5 when doing qualifying. In qualifying, your opponents, if they don't qualify, whoever left automatically get the seat. And I was the only one standing at the time, so I got the seat secured.
District 5.
That's correct.
Jancie, you are one of the people who you grew up in Gainesville.
That's correct. I was born and raised here in Gainesville.
Born and raised. And so why is it that you decided this is not your first time running for office?
No, it's not. For school board, this was my third time. For Alachua County commissioner seat, I ran twice, and also for tax collector, I ran once.
Why is it that you have put, because I consider it putting yourself in harm's way when you decide to run for office, because it takes a lot. Why did you keep going to the well?
Well, I think it's because of the concerns at the time, and being an advocate of the community, you always want to do what's right. And I didn't mind putting myself out there to be a voice of the people for the community. So it didn't, I didn't mind doing so, and I did.
And so this time deciding to run for school board, you, from what I have read and seen, you have been addressing some of the concerns that the people in the Alachua County school system have had, whether it's parents, you speaking out
That's
on
correct.
behalf of parents,
That's correct.
teachers,
That's correct.
the custodial workers.
That's correct.
So you were already speaking out on behalf. What is it that you feel like you can do now as a member of the board?
Well, first of all, you want to look at the issues before you and try to correct them as much as you can. First, being fair to all, especially when it comes down to salary. You want people to have livable wages, and I think it's very important to have that in order to be a working class citizen. I think everybody should entitled to wages that keep you from working 2 and 3 jobs, and that way you can be home with your kids. I think it's very important also to have good benefits. That way your family will have benefits in case emergency comes up occur.
And you, so you have a $600+ million budget.
That's correct. Now, remember, again, I'm not on the school board at this time. I'm a member elect. So a lot of the things I'm not privileged to at this time, because in the leadership, I didn't get a chance to go to the leadership training that they had a couple of weeks ago, because again, I'm not on the board yet. I have to take my oath, and then I'm privileged to some things.
Okay, well, let's talk about voting then.
Okay.
You were able to make it without people voting because you qualified, your opponents didn't. But let's talk about how important it is for people to vote in this upcoming election.
Okay.
It's August 18th is the primary. You can still, if you're not registered to vote, you can still register to vote by going to the supervisor of election, as well as online.
You can, but you're not going to be able to vote August 18th.
But you'll be able to vote November.
That's correct.
So don't feel like because you didn't get registered and you can't vote in the primary, you can vote in November.
That's correct.
Talk about the significance of voting.
Voting is very, very important, and especially with local government, decisions are made at the local level. A lot of times affect us in the community. And it's important that you have a voice, especially on lives of others. I started voting ever since I was 18 years old. And today I'm an advocate of voting. Every year I vote. And the reason why is because, again, you want to have a voice, especially with issues that are affecting you every day.
And I think the numbers were, there were like 30,000 plus Alachua County residents who were registered to vote but didn't vote. What has to happen to help people to understand?
I think sometimes
that
when
their
it affects
voice?
you, sometimes it have to hit you directly. Some of the policies of change against you in order to motivate you to get mad enough to get out and vote. It has to affect you personally or affect someone that you love.
Mhm.
That motivate you, I think. More often, sometimes our young adults feel that the voting doesn't matter. It don't change a thing, but it does. As you see, if you don't vote, what happens? It affect you anyway. So I would encourage everybody to take a part in voting.
Um, when we talk about the young people who have somehow bought into the notion that their vote does not count, Jancie, what does that say that people in our generation need to be doing more of? Because in 1965, I was born when Black women could not vote. And it was very important and it was significant. How do we get back to that and encouraging people to vote?
I think if you don't forget your history, always remember your history because you don't want to repeat it. Not to vote is even worse. It's different. Choose not to, but remember before civil rights movement and actually get the right voting act, you didn't have that right at all to
Right.
vote. And I don't want that taken away from us because the mere fact that we aren't voting, utilizing the exercise that makes a difference in our lives, and that is voting.
Jancie Vinson, the school board elect a person for the Alachua County School Board, District
Fine.
5.
That's correct.
District 5. Jancie, as you have, as I mentioned, you have been watching, you've been attending school board meetings, you've had community forums. What are people saying to you about what they want you to do in representing them on the
Well,
board?
I think most people, if you see, is won't change. They want a different pattern, a different role that we are doing now, and in addressing literature, addressing concerns of parents, staff, whether it's teachers, non-instructional and employees, and it's children. Make sure that everybody have the opportunity that was given in a democracy society.
What is it that when you're looking at the board now or the situation in the school system, what are some of the things that you would like to see change? What do you want to do?
Well, first of all, I like to see public education strengthened. I think right now we are weakened by so many other opportunities because of the fact that parents have choices. I want to make sure that public education strengthen that and help parents to bring their kids back to public education system and trust in us that we'll do the job to educate their kids, give them that quality education that is needed in order to succeed in life. That's what I would like to see.
How tough is that going to be? Because can you win the confidence back of parents who have uh, taken the vouchers and gone to other places? Can you win them back? Do
I
you think you can win them back?
I think you can. I hope. I always have hope. I never give up on hoping. And faith. I think that if once they see a change, they see facilities being upgraded, seeing that these kids are actually getting the teachers, stable teachers, and not substitute. Actually seeing the need where um, that the buses system is running on time. Um, and not only that, issues in the address that come for the school concerning their kids are being answered in a timely manner and address. I think behavior is one of the issues. They always say that a lot of parents are upset about the behavior in school too. So if we could get a curve on that, I think that's another positive in the right direction. And it's not hard to do it, in my opinion, because I've seen other model schools that are doing it, that addressing behavior and discipline at the same time. So I know we could do it. It's just the idea that we have to get the right combination of teachers, people who want to teach in school, knowing that you have some challenges. And with those challenges, that you are not afraid to go and do the work that need to be done.
Jancie Vinson, the school board elect person for Alachua County Schools in District 5. You currently, the school system currently has an interim superintendent.
That's correct.
What are you in favor of doing as a school board member By the time you take office, will they have started searching for a new superintendent?
I'm not sure. My understanding that they are going to discuss it, but I'm not sure. I took oath in on November. Between that time, I couldn't speak on behalf of the district, but I would like to know that they will at least have opportunity for the newcomers coming on the board to have that challenge to deal with and not start it on their own, because more often they might not be there when the new board assume those positions.
And what do you want to see?
Well,
I mean, how many school board members how many school superintendents have we had over the last 10, 15 years? A lot.
Within the last 30 years, my understanding was 17, and maybe more or less,
Wow.
but that's my understanding about what I'm hearing. However, anytime you get a superintendent, you need to make sure that the superintendent fits the needs of the board and the community, okay? So you want somebody that understand the curriculum as well as the people in which they serve and the community. And when you have a good fit like that, I think any and everything could happen. It could change.
Are you in favor of a national search?
I don't mind. I think a national search is great. You could, but at the same time, local is fine. But I feel a national would probably be more beneficial because you get a different variety of candidacies.
Jancie Vinson, this whole system that we currently find ourselves in with our students, I recall you speaking out against the school closings, as well as recently some teachers who were informed that they would either not have jobs or that they would be reassigned. I know that the school board did reverse some of that. Are all of those teachers going to be able to stay in their positions?
Again, and let's go back to the beginning of school. Transparency is very important. I think you need to be transparent with any and everybody and ensure trust. Once that you have that, I think you can move and people understand exactly what direction you're going in. Also, is the process itself. It got to be timely. You cannot rush through something without a plan A, B, and C. It's very much needed. I think again, the process itself was too rushed. As a result of it, you got a lot of chaos of things that is happening that shouldn't be happening. Again, it starts in the initial process of how you handle and being transparent, and that way everything will flow like it should be.
So when you say who was responsible for that transparency?
Transparency goes fall on the superintendent. The school board do two things. They establish policy, develop policy and procedures, and they do budget. They supervise the superintendent, and the superintendent responsibility to ensure that the board, that she's acting within the board directions.
And so, what have you seen that has taken place so far?
I've seen a process that shouldn't, in my opinion, happen or occurred in the beginning. That's the problems that filtered down because you didn't have plan A, B, and C. Some of my concerns at that time, when I heard of the closing of the schools and the merging and everything is what's going to happen to the staff. You have staff that working at these closed schools. You're talking about 4, 5, 6 schools you targeting. What will happen to this staff? And especially at this time that and that you're having a hard time getting teachers, you have the shortage in teachers, and you have a lot of substitute. What's going to happen? Well, I was informed, my understanding that the teachers are going to follow the students. When the actual close of the schools of Stephen Foster and Alachua, the two schools, my understanding that didn't happen. Matter of fact, teachers in my understanding got pink slips. And I thought that was kind of unfair because you already had a shortage of teachers and long-term substitute teachers. Why not fill those spots with legitimate teachers, teachers that are certified and that are already on the system? But that didn't happen. Again, I don't know all the particulars from what occurred because I wasn't a part of it.
Right.
But I do know that, in my opinion, it was not fair. And then later on, you got the principal being moved in roundabout in May. And the way they were moved, in my opinion, was not the best way. you need to tell people why they move and give them adequate time to. It was a hush fast thing that was done that made them very upset, made people very upset in the way how it was done, and also parents and the community too, because they was thinking one way and got a different response. And then when it came down to the transfer of the teacher within like 2 weeks before school started, that was another chaos problem where I think that transparency should have been done better. And you have teachers that are already anxious to meet their students up their room, ready, prepared, and all of a sudden you hear that you're going to go to another school.
Yeah.
Just imagine, that's heartbreaking. And I think you got to have the compassion, you got to listen to people, and you got to do a better job in working with people. I'm going to tell you what happens. You lose people. Good people will leave because of how they feel mistreated. And you never want that. You want to retain the ones that you have. And that's my concern.
Well, you will be taking office in January?
November.
November.
2026.
You'll be sworn in November?
That's correct.
Okay, so the general election is November.
Yeah,
3rd.
Usually my understanding is after the election, then that way you know who's on the board, and that's when the swearing take place after the fact of the general election.
One last question before we let you go, and we thank you for stopping by. What is it that you would like as your legacy for having served on the Alachua County School Board?
My legacy, I think, is to know that you advocate for those that can't represent themselves, that you always speaking for the most vulnerable people and ensure that they have the rights and liberty and the pursuit of happiness like everybody else in a democracy society. And I think if that's done, then my living would not be in vain.
Jancie Vinson, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Best of luck to you as you take office
Yeah.
as the Alachua County School Board representative for District 5.
Yeah.
And come back anytime to be on the Good News Report. As you see things happening, feel free to pick up the phone and say, hey, Pamela, this is some good news that we need to be covering. Our students are doing well. It's not just all the negative things that we hear. I hope that you will consider yourself a welcome family member on the Good News Report.
And thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. And I look forward to coming again. And like I said, don't forget me, I'm always there. And I don't mind coming and doing the right thing for the right reasons. And I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this episode of the Good News Report. Remember, we are interviewing other candidates. If you did not catch those interviews, you can find them on my YouTube channel or on Facebook. Let's see, where is it? Right here. I was going to show you. Just go to YouTube and put in @Peacemaker Pamela, and my YouTube page will show up. If you're watching from YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're watching on any of our other mediums, whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook, please like and subscribe. Again, thank you all so much for joining us. We will see you next time with another episode of the Good News Report by Pamela Marshall at the Wellness Radio TV and at the Wellness Radio TV podcast. Hey, why don't you go out and be somebody's good news today? Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.